Are you assigning as many costs as possible to a specific job? I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and this is Build What Lasts. So there are two main costs that are related to jobs. We got direct costs and indirect costs. Direct costs are going to be costs that can be specifically allocated to a certain project. Some examples would be your materials, your direct labor, your subcontractors, or equipment rentals. Indirect costs are going to be costs that aren't tied specifically to one project. Some common indirect costs are going to be safety, training, small tools, PM time, equipment, vehicles. So we're not able to, or we aren't currently trying to track specifically to a project. Our goal is to get as many of those costs as possible classified as a direct cost. This is extremely important when you know your numbers and you're starting to see that you're not making the gross margins that you want to make. So your total revenue minus your direct cost minus your indirect cost, that number, that gross profit is not where you want it to be. It's not able to cover your overhead and give you a net income. So that's where this piece really comes into play. Individually, your jobs look like they're doing okay. But when you look at all the indirect costs, you have a pretty big line item there. So some things that we want to consider. Can we have our PMs allocate their time to projects so we can get a better idea if we're actually estimating the PM time correctly? Can we track equipment hours on our timesheets so then we can allocate those equipment costs back to our projects? Can we do the same thing for vehicles that are being used on job sites? Can we have a tracking system to record those small tools on a project? These are ways we can get more of those indirect costs accurately allocated to projects and get more of an accurate view on how our projects are performing compared to the estimates. I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and we're here to help you build what lasts.